I'm going to show you how to do some basket weave design today. The first thing I'm going to have you do is make a large circle on your paper. You can just trace something that's round. We're going to basket weave the shape that we've drawn. So I've got my circle here, and the next thing I'm going to do is add some stripes going across it. When I add these stripes, these are going to be like my ribbons. So I'm going to add a stripe. I'm going to come out a little bit off the edge of my circle and go across in pencil. And then I'm going to do the next one. And I want to leave a little bit of distance in between them and come across. Now the next one I put on, this was like my first ribbon. The next one I put on, I want it to be closer to this. Okay, so I'm going to start my next one closer. And I'm going to alternate. So next I'm going to go a little farther away. And my sphere is kind of round, so I'm going to work with that round sphere, and I'm going to start to curve my lines a little bit more. So I went far apart, close together, farther apart, close together. I'm going to go farther apart. And closer together. And if they change a little bit as they go across, that's okay. So I've basically made 1, 2, 3, 4 kind of ribbons across, then with small spaces in between them. The next thing that you want to do is you want to end those ribbons. So I'm going to take my first 2 lines, kind of make curved lines around them. And then I skip the space, the little space, and I connect the next 2 and the next 2. And I can also do some erasing because now my ribbon is going to cover up that part of the ball. Okay? And what that looks like is this. So I've got my 4 ribbons that kind of have the ends on them, and I can even kind of make them look like they wrap around a little bit too by putting some little lines down there. Next we want to start putting in our ribbons that go across in the other direction. We want to get these ribbons to weave in and out, over, under. So I'm going to start my next ribbon kind of up here, and I'm going to come down, and this first time it's going to go under this first one. And so I go under and follow the line into this little space, but now this time I don't want it to go under again. I'm going to actually have it go over the top. Okay. And then under this one, and then I don't want it to go under twice, so I'm going to go back over the top of this one. I'm just going to go all the way to the edge. I'm not going to wrap the whole entire circle for you. At this point, you're going to continue on doing this, but you're going to switch. So the first time I went under, and the second time I'm going to start by going over the first one, and then under, and over, and under. And then I would continue making more, okay? The tricky part now is knowing what to erase. You need to erase certain lines. I've erased already in here, so you can see how these look like they go over, under, over, under. I'll make you a third one and show you how I do that. So this one I started by going over. So this one I'm going to start by going under. So I'll make my ribbon go under, and then over the next line. I'm going to stop at that ribbon. I'm going to go under this ribbon and over the last ribbon. Okay. And now for the erasing. In the case where the ribbon comes over like this, I don't have to erase anything. That looks normal. It's this section right in here that looks a little strange. Now if this goes over, the ribbon, now it has to go under. So I want to erase my top line and bottom line here, so that now it looks like it goes under this one and back over, and under and back over. We're going to erase right here. Once you get all of your ribbons finished, the last step is going over everything with your permanent marker, and you can choose whether you want to do the thin or the thick, but you'll want to go over everything and make it nice and crisp. And make sure the lines are really well erased under these edges. You can choose to do your ribbons kind of in more than one shade or more than one color or more than one pattern. Maybe I would have one ribbon that would be a striped ribbon, and I could put a pattern on this whole ribbon, making it striped. I'd need to then continue that down here. Okay. Another choice you can make is to simply leave your ribbons white and to color in the form black behind it. So in between all these little spaces, in the negative space would be colored in black. And this would all be outlined so it would really stick out nicely. And then color in the space all the way to the edge of my circle. And I'd probably switch on and off between thicker and thinner markers, because if I'm doing a larger space, I'd want to obviously use a thicker marker. It'd go faster and look better. Another thing that you can choose to do is you could do black ribbons going one way, white ribbons going the other way. A lot of choices.